tonight's celebration of our 8th grade learners. For tonight's celebration, we ask that you remain in your seats for the duration of the event. Of course, if you need the restroom, feel free to get up and do so. The restrooms are located at the back of the field house. We do encourage you to take photographs from your seats if you'd like. However, please remain in your seat during the ceremony. We do have a photographer on hand tonight, and we will be providing photographs to all families free of charge after the celebration tonight. At this time, please stand to recognize and welcome our 8th graders, the Coney High School class of 2025. Thank you, eighth graders. Sorry about the chair change at the last minute, but you handled it very well. At this time, I'm going to ask that we remain standing and for the eighth graders to stand as well. And please join our assistant principal, Mrs. Schulman, in the Pledge of Allegiance.
The flag is right behind you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated.
All right, well, the first thing that I would like to say tonight as we kick off is congratulations to our eighth graders as you begin the process of transitioning from the Jaffrey Range Middle School class of 2021 to your new position as the Conant High School class of 2025. That's a big deal. And I mentioned it earlier to our eighth graders, but making it through this far is a big accomplishment, and it makes us proud to have you as a part of our school. I think if we were to ask anybody who's already been through middle school to raise their hands, and I'm not going to do that, but if I did, and I asked them what they felt about middle school, many of them would probably say it's one of the toughest portions of being in school. During middle school, we change socially, emotionally, physically, and academically, and sometimes it feels like you just can't keep up. And I will say that this year, with all of the COVID pieces that went into making school run, it added a whole nother layer of challenge for you, our eighth graders. Yet, you're sitting here now, and you're ready to move on to high school and beyond. I hope all of our graduating eighth graders will take some time this summer to relax, to recharge, but also to start to think about how they want their last 4 years of public school to go. I know it seems like graduation from high school is a far distance in the future, but it's really not. Think about it this way. You've completed 9 years of your public schooling and you only have 4 more left to go. We want the next 4 years of high school for you, our graduating eighth graders, to lay a foundation for really positive goals and to make sure that when you leave our high school, you're ready for whatever awaits you next. Before all of us sitting here today know it, you, our current eighth graders, will be sitting here again, probably back there on the bleachers, older, taller, a little bit wiser, but certainly we hope ready to embark on your next journey. So for now, I'm just going to close this welcoming moment today by saying that we're very proud of you, and we are very excited to guide you into the next 4 years of your school journey. Please take the time tonight to enjoy your moment, enjoy time with your family and friends, enjoy your summer, and congratulations to you, the JRMS class of 2021 and the Conant High School class of 2025. Our next few presentations will focus on awards for specific JRMS learners focused on scholarship, work habits, habits of mind, and school citizen/leadership types of awards. Presenting our first award tonight, which is the New England League of Middle Schools Award, will be Mr. Haley, our eighth grade ELA teacher.
All right. So for those of you who don't know me, as Mr. Justin said, I'm Mark Haley, and I am thrilled to present the New England League of Middle Schools Awards. The New England League of Middle Schools comes together each year in celebration of what they identify as scholar leaders. So those are learners who go out of their way to be supportive of their peers. They are adept at working with others, whether they are friends with them or they're just associated with them, being in the same grade. They're dedicated to their studies, and on top of that, they're generally all around a good citizen. So each year we nominate 2 names to receive this award, and our first recipient this year is Keegan O'Donnell Borg. Come on down, Keegan. And our second recipient for the New England League of Middle Schools Scholar Leader Award is Peyton Blond.
For our next batch of awards, we'll have Mrs. Durand and Mrs. Schulman, our two assistant principals, lead the presentation of several awards. Mrs. Durand and Mrs. Schulman.
Good evening, everybody. I had the pleasure of knowing Steve Record as a learner, a musician, a school leader, and a teammate of one of my sons. To present the Stephen Curtis Record Award are two former classmates of mine. I'm very proud of that, despite Ronnie being a Yankees fan. Ronnie is also the best friend of my little brother, and I played baseball and softball and basketball with Lisa. Would Lisa Record and Ron Record please come to the podium?
I didn't realize that Mrs. Durham was going to make me tear up right off the bat. Well, hello, everybody. It's great to be back. It's an honor and privilege to be here celebrating the achievements of this great class, the class of 2025. It's my 30-year anniversary of being an 8th grader. We are so proud to be asked back to present the Stephen Record Student Athlete Award to two very deserving winners. We are so humbled that JRMS continues to honor Stephen's memory and legacy with an award for students who best portray his passions. This award recognizes leadership in every aspect: athletics, in the classroom, and in their overall character. It's often said that Stephen had the heart of a champion. Our winners have that in common with Stephen. They too have the heart of a champion.
The winners of the Stephen Record Award are Neve Mermando and Lola Hayes. Thank you, Ron and Lisa. Our district strategic design outlines an instructional program that includes the content, an emphasis on complex reasoning, and the habits of mind. As we look at our learner performance, we do consider their grades, but we also look at how they responded to life's curveballs and academic challenges. Some of these situations have demanded perseverance, creativity, listening with empathy, reflection, and thinking flexibly, to name a few. So with this year's academic awards, we are honoring a different type of learner that has exhibited a mindset that is reflective of habits of mind, knowledge of content,
and effective work habits.
Important not only during school years, but for our learners' professional life, for the many years that they are adults. Seeking feedback, working independently, initiating a task without being told, going above and beyond. Those are essential work habits that we highly prize. The winners, we like to recognize 2 learners for outstanding work habits during 8th grade.
Please let us recognize Cadence Alder and Alexis Cunningham.
In addition to having strong work habits, are having strategies for strong habits of mind, specifically having a growth mindset, which we've all been challenged with during the past 18 months. Being resilient, thinking creatively, thinking about one's own thinking. We'd like to recognize 2 8th graders who have demonstrated strong strategies with habits of mind.
Let us recognize Robert Gregory and Jessica Weed.
We would like now to invite up to the podium Mrs. Twombly to present the Robert Wiesenauer Award.
Hi there, good afternoon. I'm Jill Twombly. I'm a teacher here at JRMS, and I would like to present the Bob Wiesenauer Award. And it's going to go to an extremely deserving graduate of the class of 2025. And I'm going to read this verbatim from the ballot because it's wordy. All right, so the criteria include ideals such as honesty, curiosity, and kindness. Excuse me, a hiccup. It includes a positive attitude and a helpful nature with peers and faculty on a daily basis. It includes hard work when things get tough. It means supporting our school within the classroom, as well as continually showing efforts to improve. I'm not used to talking in front of adults, so I apologize. There was a room full of kids. Okay. And now I lost where I was. All right. So at the same time, they're improving their lives of those around them. And they show the values of integrity, respect for the people around them, and resilience. For many years, this award was presented by a teacher here, Bob Wiesenauer. Many of you in attendance know Bob or Mr. Wiesenauer. You may have been a student in his classroom. You may have gone to his church, or in my case, you may have worked with him. He taught here for what seemed like forever, and I found his picture in my 7th grade 1988-89 yearbook. So I know we crossed paths before that, but I didn't have him as a teacher. So he taught forever. And Bob didn't have the opportunity to enjoy his retirement he so rightfully deserved as he passed suddenly several months after turning in his keys. Sorry. I know for sure Bob would have thoroughly enjoyed having the student be part of his classroom. They demonstrate so many, if not all, of the criteria that we looked for in this award recipient. This young person is a leader in and out of the classroom, involved in activities in school and out in the community, a great friend, a general ray of sunshine. Sorry, I knew I should have done this. They will receive a copy of the Lorax. The people that care the most are the ones that make the change. This year, Bob's book goes to Ashlyn Askey.
Thank you, Jill, and congratulations, Ashton. Our last set of awards tonight are for exceptional scholarship in each of the major academic areas. Presenting English and Math will be Mr. Haley.
Oh, nice. Probably gonna get sick of me today, so mine. So first, we're going to start off with the exceptional learner recognition for ELA, and we have two recipients this year. The first is Haley Dow. And our second recipient is Ashlyn Askey. Our two learners that we are recognizing for exceptional work in math. The first is Daisy Rollins. And our second recipient for math is Gavin LeBlanc. Who may not be here. Oh, well, we'll mail it to him, don't worry.
Thank you, Mr. Haley, and congratulations, recipients. Presenting Science will be Ms. Elwell.
Good afternoon. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Charlotte Elwell, and I have had the absolute pleasure of teaching science this year to this wonderful group of learners. There's one student that I would like to recognize for exceptional work in science this year, and that is Emery Vitello.
Thank you, Ms. Elwell. Congratulations. For our social studies scholar, Mrs. Braun.
Sorry, okay. Sorry about that. I had my knee replaced in November, so it's a little hard with the steps. So there are, there's one student I'd like to present the award to for outstanding performance in social studies who is here, and that's Taylor Shea. And just to give the second recipient some recognition, who's not here tonight, is a young lady, Quinn Kelly, who managed to, along with Taylor, be very successful working remotely all year. So I'd like to give her a round of applause.
Thanks, Ms. Fromm, and congratulations, recipient. Fine Arts Award, we'd like to call Mr. L on down to present those two awards.
Hello, everyone. I'm Andrew Lecure. I am the JRMS music teacher, and that is Jenny Muskowskis, who is the JRMS visual arts teacher. She's taking photographs tonight. So we split fine arts into visual arts and musical arts. The visual arts winner of the award is Denton Montgomery. And the Musical Fine Arts Award goes to Jaden Bryan.
Thank you, Mr. L, and recipients. Congratulations. Lastly, our Wellness Award will be presented by Ms. Parsons.
Hi, I'm Amanda Parsons. I have been so blessed and so lucky to have taught these young people for the last 3 years. So this was a really difficult award for me to figure out with my team. But these wonderful eighth graders, I love you all. I'm so proud of you all. You're wonderful young people. I can't believe that we made it through, but we did. So give yourself a huge pat on the back, okay? It was hard. But the wellness award goes to, I don't know if he's here, Jeff Bashaw Meady. Are you here, Jeff? Is he here? You guys can all tell him, text him when you get out of here, okay? No phones right now. Okay? All right? And Rihanna Aho. Rihanna, are you here? She's not here either? Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll text her too. All right, I know her friends are here. So they are such wonderful young people, and you guys should feel so proud because they have done some amazing things. I can't wait to see what they do through high school. So props. I don't know what to do.
Thank you, Ms. Parsons. Let's have one last round of applause for all of the award winners tonight, please.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Durand and Mrs. Schulman. I won't take long to do this, but there's a few thank yous that I want to give before we get to the last portion of tonight's celebration. First, I wanted to say a huge thank you to our custodial staff who has helped us. We haven't done a track celebration like this in a very long time, and they helped us to figure it out. They've moved seating for us a few times. We have some things to improve next time, but they've worked incredibly hard to pull this off. So I'd like us all to take just a moment and give a huge round of applause and thank you to our custodial staff. I'd also like to say thank you to our communications coordinator for the school district, Candy, who has worked hard to figure out the wireless situation down here alongside our IT department, who also deserves a thank you. They've helped us to get the streaming working down here, to get the microphone set up, to find lots of really long extension cords. So I want to say a thank you to them as well for the countless hours they put into making the technology work down here. And there are two teachers who we inadvertently left out of tonight's program who work incredibly hard with our learners. Three teachers that we've left off. There are some teachers that we've left off of tonight's program. Once again, this is our first time doing this, and I take responsibility for leaving them off. But I don't want any of our teachers to ever feel like they're not recognized and appreciated. So I apologize to the teachers that were left off of tonight's program, and I would ask that we give a round of applause to our teachers for the hard work they put in this year and tonight as well. And one last thank you, and then I promise we'll move on. I want to thank the audience tonight. Again, this is new for us. We haven't done a celebration down here before that I'm aware of, at least for a very long time. And I know there were some kinks tonight with parking and kinks with getting folks down here, and this meeting could be a little bit better. But I appreciate the patience, and I appreciate everybody being here tonight to celebrate, of course, our wonderful eighth graders. And I want to say thank you to you for being flexible when we kept changing the seating on you today. You guys did a wonderful job coming down and getting organized. And it just proves once again that you're ready for high school. So a big thank you one more time to everybody for your patience tonight. And with that, we are at that point in our celebration where we are ready to present our JRMS certificates of completion to each member of the class of 2025. I just want to say first that we do expect at JRMS that our learners will work hard. We expect that during the 3 years of JRMS, they'll expand their ability to think and to make decisions. As we said earlier, we weigh both academic knowledge and skills as important, but we also weigh the expansion and the use of critical thinking ability as well as our habits of mind. We want to make sure that our learners who are transitioning into high school are prepared for that obstacle and learning that will take place there, as well as for what comes next. By receiving these certificates, current 8th graders, soon to be 9th graders, we recognize the importance of the growth in those areas, and we recognize the growth that you've made to be ready for high school. At this time, I would like to call Mrs. Duran to the podium. She will read the names of each learner. Guests, once again, please remain seated, and we will make sure to take really great photos of this moment up here for you, and we will send those to you. Each graduate will also be taking a lap around after they've gotten their certificate, so there will be an opportunity for them to pass most of the outer parts of the seating and get photos that way as well. Mrs. Durand.
Jalen Carden. Hayden O'Coin. Jocelyn Touche. Hannah Sherrill. Sophia O'Neill. Luca Sangermano. Mason Karpinski. Amber Gnoza. Haley Dow. Miley Laughlin. Delana Ramirez. Josiah Nemela, Brooke Sepla, Gretchen Blue, Rachel DeWeese, Eden Pressman, Riley O'Neill, Erilyn Wade, Kaylee Hubbard, Charlotte Hutchinson, Annalise Masika, Savannah Hamill, Chiara Golisano, Peyton Lawn, Courtney Hagstrom, Andrea Cook, Francesca Kettler, Taylor Shea, Keegan O'Donnell Burke, Cooper Brown, Nicholas Torelli, Logan Proctor, Olivia Bernier, Jenna Paquin, Savannah Stengel, Alexis Cunningham, Kayla Bujanowski, Jessica Pui, Lucas Fuller, Emily Batista, Denton Montgomery, Emrin Vitello, Isabel Rollins, Audrey Jean Spears, Kendra Worcester, Ashlyn Askey, April Norton, Kylie Olson, Kaylin Malloy, Amaya Sanders, Emerson Wormers, Ash DeMonch, Zamora Pottier, Audra Roby, Bailey Middleton, Lucy Dupuy, Neve Momondo, Willow Middleton, Alora Vargado, Madison White, Alec Houston, Robert Gregory, Lola Hayes, Olivia O'Malley, Jocelyn Vaccaro, Brandon Touretts, Kaylee Mary, Cadence Alder, Maggie Lennon, Ivy DePaul, Dustin Mulcahy, Isaiah Diaz, Dylan Daniels, Dylan Daniels, Dylan is, I'm sorry, Avani Rivera, Jaden Bryan, Samuel Giles, Justin Fills, Caden Wozniak, Jason Wilbur, James White, Michael Britton, Jacob Johnson, Gage Blanchett, Corey Collins, Seth Loxonen, Justin Rice, Tristan Herr, Drake Parkerson, Jared Nagel, Benjamin Sawyer, Dylan Adams, Alliance Rivers. Thank you. Let's give them all one final round of applause.
For those of you who don't know, I'm the superintendent of the Jaffrey Ridge Cooperative School District, and it has been an extreme pleasure to see each and every one of these learners for the last 3 years in the middle school area. I have the unique fortune, really, to have my offices right there, and so I'm able to go through the hallways and say hello, see how they eat lunch. We'll leave it at that. Congratulations, eighth graders, on this significant accomplishment. As was mentioned earlier this evening, nearly half of your middle school experience was different than any of us have ever dealt with in school before. With not much warning last March, you transitioned to remote learning. You started this year off in person, but with new regulations, masks, social distancing, hand washing. That shouldn't be a new thing, but we're keeping it in our protocols for next year. Different transition times from class to class, weird lunch seating, the list goes on. Then you went remote and then back in person, and there are a few who have been remote all year long. It's been a different year. Despite the ups and downs of the past year or so, you all continued to learn, to take advantage of clubs and other activities, and to focus on other positive experiences and opportunities this year that were offered to you. It wasn't always easy. It wasn't always fun. Many of you may have felt stress or had to deal with situations this past year that you would rather not have felt or had to deal with. I like what the quarterback of the 2020-21 Super Bowl championship team had to say about times like those. Tom Brady is quoted as saying, "I think sometimes in life, the biggest challenges end up being the best things that happen in your life. The biggest challenges end up being the best things that happen." Now, I don't know when he made this statement, but it's the quote of an aging quarterback who left his team after 20 years to join a new team with a new coach, with a new playbook, during a pandemic, without much time to practice with his teammates before the season. And I can tell you from experience, because I'm the same age as Tom Brady, and that's where the comparison of the two of us ends. I'm the same age and know that training yourself to do new things gets harder and harder as you grow older. His transition was a tough one. The season did not go the way he wanted to at first, but roughly 20 weeks after the start of the season, he held up his 7th Super Bowl trophy. He had some significant challenges along the way, barriers in his way that attempted to prevent him from reaching his goals. But rather than to succumb to the difficulties, he instead embraced them for what they were: learning experiences, opportunities to improve, chances to work on himself physically and mentally. And as a result, he was able to reach his goal. As you enter high school and then navigate your way through the next several years at Koenig, you'll be faced with many challenges. Along with all the wonderful and fun moments you will experience in high school, there will be, no doubt, there will be times that you will not enjoy. Classes that will be difficult, friendships that will become strained, food in the cafeteria that ceases to be appealing. When the tough times, the awkward times, and the uncomfortable times occur, think about your goals, what you want to accomplish. Keep your eyes on those things. Look for ways to turn the tough times into positive results. Make the biggest challenges you experience end up being the things that make you better, that help you accomplish your goals and enable you to reach your dreams. 9th graders, I can say that now, right? Is that okay? All right. 9th graders, thank you for all your perseverance and hard work this year and through the past several years. Congratulations on your accomplishment, and I look forward to seeing you all in high school next year. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Duncan. We have one last piece to our celebration tonight. It's a send-off for you, the apparently now former 8th graders and incoming 9th graders. It's a send-off from your 8th grade team. At the conclusion of that send-off, we will play your recessional music, and at that time, we'll ask our 9th graders to depart with their teachers. Guests, please remain seated until the 9th graders have departed. They will pass through this way and into the upper field, and at that time, we'll ask for guests to join their learners on the field and depart from there. Thank you, everybody, once again for your cooperation and flexibility tonight. Thank you, learners, for sitting in the sun for an hour and doing a wonderful job, and congratulations once again. Without further ado, here's your send-off from Mr. Haley and Miss Elwell.
All right, folks. So we are going to do a send-off in the only really, truly appropriate way, through song. Because we didn't get to do a lot of fun songs this year because we were all masked up and stuff. So we figured now's the time. Hey there, graders and all you folks from Ringe and Joffrey. We're all here to celebrate success, and we think that it's nifty that you're done. And now your high school life's begun. Hope you had fun. Hey there, 8th graders, you're all ready to move on because you stuck it out and you work hard, and now your 9th grade's problem you'll do grand. Just listen to these songs we planned, and you'll understand that sometimes in our lives we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that to keep on. You with the sunlight. Don't be discouraged, though I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can started all the darkness inside you makes you feel so strong. And I see your true colors shining through. I'll see your true colors. And that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. You're the soul who understands the stars that made me my hand. Through the drifting sands of time, I got your back and you got mine. If you ever feel low, I'll be the road. I'll see us through the thick and thin, for love and loss until the end. 'Cause you carry me with you from the heights of peace to the darkness of the blue. I was just too blind to see, like a lighthouse in a storm. You were always guiding me, that is true. You carry me with you. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on time. Oh, but it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you have the time of your life. Something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I
Feel free to join your children